Hi, everyone.
Hey, hey!
Welcome to After Hours here at Linda's Electric Quilters.
Part 2 of making fun of me.
I wouldn't say making fun of you. We're definitely
No.
going to get a laugh or two out of it, but I wouldn't say making fun of you by any means.
No, definitely not. I really enjoyed last week. I learned a lot from you. I learned a lot from our guests. They really had really good tips.
Yes, our viewers definitely had some really, really good tips. A
Yeah.
lot going on. And I can see here, if I'm looking at it correctly,
Yeah.
it looks like you've been working on this just a tad to kind of get a jump start. Is that right?
I did because I realized, you know what? I did not want to have them on for 2 hours watching me,
Yeah.
trying to make all my mistakes. And so I got a little bit of jump start. We still have plenty to go, plenty of questions too.
Was that all that screaming that I heard out here earlier today when I was in my office?
It actually
Is that
was.
what that was? Oh,
It
okay.
actually
Okay.
was.
I think she may have used the seam ripper once or twice or 4 times.
Well, you know what's so funny about that is I have to tell you, I learned a lot during this process.
Okay.
What I learned is what you need to have on hand, number one.
Yeah. Definitely
right?
have to have the right tools for sure.
Before we do that, let's make sure that we tell them to subscribe to our channel.
Yes, so as always, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel. So it's going to be right down there at the bottom right-hand corner.
Yep.
After you click on that subscribe button, make sure you click on the little bell that shows up so you can get notified whenever we post new videos or whenever we go live here at After Hours.
Exactly.
And when you click on that bell, choose the all notification so you can get every notification that we send out, every new video that's posting, and you can definitely stay up to date. So,
and just a little quick house cleaning reminder, we are not pros. Let me say that again.
no.
We are not pros. So
We're not here to be pros. We're not going to be pros. So I'm
we
just
are
gonna...
here to show you tips that we've learned along the way or to teach me stuff along the way and to have fun with you. We are kind of a lighthearted, that's why we call it After Hours. It's kind of just to have fun.
After
show
we've
you
had
some
all day here
things.
at the office,
I know.
a lot of phone calls,
And
and then we're just kind of delirious. So then we're here. It's basically a comedy hour sometimes. And sometimes, we have good educational value, but it's also a good comedy hour.
Yeah, when it comes to the machine and the quilting, we're pretty good at that. But
I
when
got
it comes
that down.
to all this other new stuff that we're trying with you guys, we're not pros. So we appreciate everyone that's cheering us on and that's giving us those likes and telling us all those good feedbacks. We love that.
Definitely.
Okay, so back to the thing.
The thing.
I decided.
Oh, the snafu. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so I decided what you would need to have.
Okay.
But before I do that, how many of you took on my challenge to take a panel and throw some borders on it, whether it was piano keys, just a border after a border, so you can make it for like a baby, a family friend or something, and gift it away? I'm just curious at how many of you guys have you took the challenge and started? Did you?
No.
Why not?
Diana, let's break this down. When do I have time to do this?
Oh, I know.
Please tell me when.
This does take a lot of time. I was up there the last 2 nights doing it, so it does take time.
It does take quite a bit of time when you're piecing together a quilt, getting the sizing right. Always measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, and as a beginner, I'm going to tell you all the things I messed up on. But we did have one of our employees take on the challenge, and she was going to come up here, but she's not here yet. And she did the same thing, piano keys on a border to give away. Why I was trying to do all this pre-step stuff.
Okay.
The next thing you have to have is your favorite beverage.
Okay.
Whatever that beverage is, mine happens to be Diet Coke. You have to have that to kind of keep you going.
Uh-huh.
And if that's not good enough, then you need to have your snacks or chocolate.
Oh my gosh, you've got this all down.
You
Okay.
do. You got to have this stuff. This stuff is important to get you through. To me, that's like the important stuff. So
Okay.
we'll knock that out of the way. And now
So not like a seam ripper or not a rotary cutter or
Well,
not a
that's
measuring
coming,
tape
that's
or
coming.
anything.
That's coming.
It's chocolate, Diet Coke, and tissue to cry in. All right. Okay.
So
This
that's
is sounding like a romantic comedy
for beginners,
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now the stuff that you kind of need, these are what you really need. This is like, yeah, you probably do need this to do it. You need the rotary cutter.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to stand over here if you're wielding that thing around.
You definitely need a seam ripper.
Uh-huh.
I can tell you this one works really well. I did a lot of ripping, like a lot of ripping. Because you know why?
Why?
Because things I learned. I want to tell you these things I learned. I have my little list here.
Okay. All right. Go with the list, what you've learned so far.
Double check your size.
Okay.
Double check your size.
Okay.
Double check your color stack, especially if you're doing something like this.
Something like that. You
So
threw
if
it
you're
down.
doing something like this that has different colors, like you're trying to kind of coordinate the colors, you want to check that not once, not twice, but 3 times. Because even when you check it twice, you still sew it wrong. How do I know that?
Because I had to help her unpick it. I know it firsthand. Thank you.
And it didn't matter that I made the mistake once. I made it again.
It happens that way.
So anyway, I had to pick out the colors, put them back together. Anyway, so double check that twice. Check your color stack, especially if you're putting stuff. So that wouldn't matter on whatever piecing you're doing. Double check it.
Right.
And then check it again.
Of course.
Okay. So then the other thing I learned is you have to check your direction.
Your direction.
Your color direction.
Okay.
So you want to make sure your stacks are going in the right direction.
Okay.
So the way that they're sewing and stuff like that. The way they're sewing, and then when you iron them. Sorry.
So you mean like you're repeating a position? Is that what you're talking about?
So
or
that
what
you're putting them in the right direction when you lay them on here.
Okay.
So that you lay them, number one, the iron direction that you taught me.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you check that. So that way when you're sewing, you gave me a tip about that.
Yeah.
So when you're like sewing, when it's in this direction, the presser foot will push against it. Okay. So you can check it once, but you're going to have to check it twice because if not, you'll do what I did, and you'll put it on and you'll start doing this with your presser.
The foot starts
I
to
just
catch
learned
it.
so much. So obviously I stopped and unpicked it and realized I made a mistake again.
So go with the direction of the press.
Go with the direction of the press. I'm not using all the right terms here.
No, you're fine. That's good. It's all good.
Yeah, and just double check your border when you're trying to put it on, and that your sizes and all that, so you're not unpicking like I did. So those are just beginner mistakes, though, right?
Goodness.
Right?
Yes,
They have to be.
Yes.
You guys, are these beginner mistakes? Did you make these mistakes, or is it just me? Because I'm gonna have to tell you, Corey left me on my own out here today.
Okay, calm down.
He did. We were busy, so he kind of let me off of my own. I said, "You'll figure it out." So I figured it out with lots of mistakes, but I did figure it out. Oh, and I learned. No, listen, I learned. I'm gonna show you some more.
Okay.
That you can sew through fabric at least 2 or 3 times and still unpick it, and it's still okay.
I'm just going to dismiss myself. I'm going home.
So if you have a good fabric, it actually will work, 2 or 3 times. You can still unpick it and reuse the fabric. I learned that today.
So proud.
Okay. And then I learned, also, here's my mistake ones. These are good beginner mistakes. I learned that it can go on an angle if you don't pay attention, like a really bad angle. And then can go on an edge. I mean, that could have worked probably, like a 40-degree, right? So I learned you got to be careful when you're putting it on. Oh, and then, what was it? There was this one that's, and just that it's crooked. See how it's crooked? Anyway, so there's just so many things I learned today, piecing and trying to figure this out so that way I could do some of it ahead of time, so I didn't bore him to death. Okay, now that I did all that, I am so sorry. Do you have anything you need to say?
I always have things I need to say. So, when you're looking at this, these were from a jelly roll. Is that correct?
Yeah, they were
so
from
it's kind
a
of a
jelly roll.
recap from last week.
Oh yeah, I didn't even do that.
So,
I've been
no
so
recap.
excited.
You're so excited. So these were strips from a jelly roll, and it was one of these junior jelly rolls called Silver Linings. That's it's the grunge line from Moda. And so we took these jelly rolls and she put them in a pattern that she found fit. And we removed the black ones from this jelly roll for this because it was just a little too harsh in the border, in our opinion. As a color, it was just kind of like a bam in your face right there.
For what we were doing.
From what we were doing, yeah. So if we take a look overhead, we've got those multiple color schemes here. And then with all those strips, you did, this was the full set that you did at one time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strips that you did at that one time. And you sewed them all together.
Correct.
And then you did cuts from what I could see here let's look at some of your mistake ones since we can laugh again.
Okay.
From here, oh gosh. Okay.
I told you, it was bad.
So you have some of these, and then what was the sizing that you're cutting for your border here?
3.5, so that way it
so
would
be a finished 3-inch border.
Yeah, you taught me that last week.
Okay, so 3.5 inches that you've cut all the way down. You got those multiple pieces at that point.
Yep.
And let's take a look at what you did.
So yes, this is what I did today. It took me hours.
Ooh, looky there. Isn't that cute? Oh, you put another one on the outside too.
I did.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to do the top with you tonight because I can't figure out how to finish it. So I got this side. So I have my panel. Got a really cute little panel. It was by Wyndham Fabrics. We don't have them here, but it's by Wyndham Fabrics. It was called ABC, right? Panel? Something like that?
ABC, Super Panel, yeah.
Super Panel. And it's a large panel. Then I put my 2-inch border on.
Nope.
So
oh yes, yes,
this one
yes,
was
yes,
two.
yes,
See,
yes.
I remember.
Yes, you're good. You're good.
Okay, and then I put my piano keys together and then added those on.
Mhm.
They might be just a little crooked now that I'm looking at them, but that's okay. 'Cause once we quilt them, it'll be fine. I have that faith. And then a 1.5 inch border. Yes, I cut 2 inches. So this is a 1.5 inch border that's going to go on, and it was kind of just to frame it. So once I put my backing on, it should kind of look like that, right? Something like that.
Oh, your binding on.
My binding.
Okay,
yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Yes, yes. So once it's just a tiny little frame edge around it.
Yeah.
Using this nice inner border color to accent this corner. Are you gonna do? Is this gonna be the binding, the same color, or are you gonna put another binding on it as well?
I haven't decided that. I haven't got that far. What do you guys think? Should I use kind of this as the binding, or the minky that I'm going to be putting on the back, the cuddle minky on the back? Should I flip that over as the binding? I don't know. Let's just see. What do you guys think?
Brave soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to do this whole thing myself, so we got to. What's easier? Tell me what's
correct.
easier.
Okay. So what are you doing up
All
here?
right,
So you've done both sides from what I can see.
Yeah. So we'll pull it up real quick. See, it's a super panel.
Yeah, it's big.
Super panel. Really like Superman. Anyway, so I got these sides on, and now you're going to help me finish the top.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure exactly how to do that. I think I know, but I don't know.
Well, if you got the sides on, it's basically the same thing. It's just other side. You did these beautifully. Did a great job.
Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and start doing that then.
Okay.
All right,
so
so
what's
let me
the
see
first
if I
thing that
can
you're going to do?
remember.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to... Oh, by the way, all those little tips we had last week from our friends, thank you. I remember those when I was doing this.
She did. She was like, someone said this, and someone said to do this, and someone said to do this, and someone said to do this.
Yeah, so I have that, but then I have to go in half, don't I?
Yep.
To get the...
So in half and in half. So you're basically folding it in that quarter, or in a square, more or less. A lot of suggestions for you to do a cotton binding, cotton fabric binding, not a cuddle binding. They said minking is too hard to bind.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Thank you. Okay, now is that what I do?
Yep. So you're measuring, where's your measurement? This one?
I don't know.
This is your measurement right here.
Yes, that is my measurement. You're right.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're
then
going to go and
I start
take your
here at the
measurement.
1, and then we go all the way across to right about 30.
I would say 30.
About 30?
Yep.
Yeah, I measured 60 earlier, so.
Yeah. So yeah,
so
that's
it's close enough. Okay.
Yep. 60. Yep.
So if I have 60,
yep.
So if I have 60, then I need it to have the piano border goes on first, and it'd be 60 inches.
Correct.
Okay. So then if I do that, I got it. Well, let's find my center again because I have to pin.
Okay.
This is what we learned last week too.
Okay.
Well, you already knew, but they helped me last week. So.
Yes. Sorry, I'm
trying
to put stuff around so you can keep going.
Alrighty. And then I've got this pinned in. And we got that going. And sorry I was so a little delirious last week. I was just having so much fun, and I was so stressed that I thought, if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry.
Fair enough.
So I said, why not just laugh and make funny comments, because that'll get me through it. Oh, and I also did learn something else. Do you guys want to know? Are we overhead?
Can be.
Let's be overhead.
There you go.
I learned that you probably should trim your panel before you add it, because now we know who it's made by and what the pattern is.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what? That's a good tip for a beginner. Trim your panels, because if not, well, they could think it's named that. They're not going to know any difference that I'm giving it to. I could have unpicked it.
Oh my gosh.
But I didn't even realize it till I had so much on, and I'm like, that's just going to be a design choice. I left it in there.
You could either do that or you could put an applique over it.
Oh, I could put the name over it.
Yeah.
An applique name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so if you do something like that, then you just, that's a great idea.
You can put some kind of applique
so
over it.
So if you screw up like I did, then you can just put an applique over that and cover that. I don't know. That could always be a talking point, though, too. Like,
it's definitely a conversation starter, for sure.
My aunt didn't know what she was doing.
Definitely a conversation starter. Okay. So what's next?
All right. So what's next is we add on the piano key border.
Okay.
Okay. So I didn't make the other one. So I made one ahead of time, and I was going to show them. So actually, I should do that step first.
Okay.
I'm getting out of my way because I'm excited.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'm going to step over here and watch you.
No, you got to help.
No, I'm here. I'm just trying to have space still.
Alrighty, so I've got them lined up here, and I'm doing 3.5 inch. 3.5 inch.
3.5 inch, yep.
So I got my little ruler here. I'm going to line up to 3.5 inches. I'm going to find that. We'll just use that as the half.
Okay.
So it was funny because I was like, I'm really good at math, but oh my goodness, I had to go like I'd go 1, 2, 3.5.
Hey, I mean, sometimes that's what you have to do.
So I had to make sure
It's definitely
because
what
the
you
numbers.
have to do.
It's not like I'm
I've
at
had to do
3.5,
it.
so you got to make it work. So I'm gonna line back up here.
Now, pro tip here, you're getting a little crazy here.
Okay.
Use your lines in this ruler to make sure that the lines of these piano keys are staying straight. Sometimes it's going to pull around on you.
Oh, okay.
So definitely make sure you're keeping those straight. Otherwise, you're going to have one of their little angle situations that you have.
Is
like
that how
this.
I got the angle?
So you got that situation right there.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Good little tip. All right. So I got my 3.5. Double check. Remember, check twice. So 1, 2, 3.5. Alrighty, so I'm going to cut that one.
And have your pinky on the side of the ruler right here, and it keeps it from sliding.
Oh. I usually just press down with all my might.
Well, yeah, but your pinky
That's
helps
what I've
it
been
too.
Doing.
Your pinky will definitely help it.
Oops, I didn't cut hard enough.
You didn't cut it with all your might, obviously.
Well, that pinky threw me off.
Oh, the pinky threw you off.
I gotta have
let's
a little
go
more
with that. Yeah,
strength
the pinky.
than that.
The pinky threw you off.
So always have a pair of scissors too. I forgot that as your necessary tool is to have scissors.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Alrighty. So I got one.
So how many of those are you doing for your top portion?
For these.
Mhm.
I needed 3 in like 3. So I needed 3 full ones and then an extra little piece to make 60.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
So I was gonna cut these out real quick and then, but you can talk and answer questions and stuff while I'm cutting since. I was trying to cut a few.
Everyone's really just watching. Some good, some tips on the cotton binding versus minky binding, but everyone's kind of watching you go through this, being a part of your journey.
A part of my journey.
Yes, being a part of your journey with all of your might.
Oh my goodness, this is trying to keep fabric straight. You don't really realize how much it stretches, because it's definitely not stretching on my waistband. Right?
I'm screaming.
But it definitely stretches here.
I am deceased. I'm gonna go lay down somewhere.
But it does. It stretches here, but
I can't even with you.
When you put those jeans on, you're like, I wish it would stretch like that.
I can't even. She didn't say that.
Oh my goodness.
That was funny. That was funny. I'll give you that. That was funny.
But it does. It's like it stretches a lot and it moves.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're telling it like stay there. Like, it's not a dog or cat, but you want it to be at that point. And you're like, just don't move. And it still moves. It doesn't listen. It should listen, right? Like right now I'm trying to move it and keep it together.
I still can't get over the fabric
1, 2,
stretching.
3.
I'm dead.
1, 2, 3.5. Yeah. It does. And see, this is why it took me so long earlier, because I'm trying to be so precise.
What you mean? You have to be precise when you do these kind of things, for sure.
Oh, a cut without an extra cut. I did it. I did it. I did it. I'm so proud.
So happy for you.
Thank you. I tried.
The little things in life.
I'm here all night. Thank you. Literally, I probably will be. So, all right. So now I have 3.5 again.
Right.
Right here. 1, 2, 3. So I'm on my 21.
I love this. So you have them all pressed in one even direction here.
You gave me that little tip.
I did. Yeah, go me. Trying to just look through. And this is nice.
Alrighty.
I love grunge. It's like one of my favorite fabrics.
All right, so let's get that out of the way and go back in front.
Okay. This is your scrap. Okay.
That's my scrap. I'm gonna have lots of scraps.
Okay.
We're gonna find something else to do with our scraps.
Okay.
Okay. So now that I have these all cut, we're going to stitch them together.
Okay.
And then we'll be able to add both borders because I've already stitched that.
Okay.
So, but I know this is probably like, you probably don't have to do this, but I did it.
Okay.
I wasn't sure how many of these to sew together.
Okay.
So I kind of went over here and measured them.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, it would take 1/4 of an inch. So let me just take off 1/4 of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I laid them all the way across until I got 60.
Oh, okay. That's a good
just
idea.
to kind of get an idea so I didn't sew too many.
Right. Well, you don't want to sew too many and then have to pick out again.
I know. so then I definitely have to sew 3, and then I have to get a couple after that. But
okay.
I have to remember. So anyway, I'm going to go do that real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to face down or face to face like I learned last week. Face to face.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yep.
Face to face. Always face to face. And I still messed up when I was doing it. So, Alrighty, so down, needle down. Look at him, he's not even having to tell me. I got this, at least for right now. I really have been trying to practice these last few days, just so I didn't like bore you guys too much or embarrass myself too much.
You're doing great.
Okay, so I got these two.
Juggling all these different screens over here.
Okay, and then is the iron on so we can press it really quick? The iron is on, I just think it has to
check.
be.
I'll walk around.
You walk around. Alrighty, so is that a full one? Yep, that's a full one.
Yeah, this one.
I'm going to put it down, put it back down.
It's heating up right now.
Oh, and I learned irons like that have an auto shut off. And that if you move them again, they turn back on.
Yes.
But I didn't know that, and so I kept turning the dial. I'm like, why isn't it getting hot?
Yeah, you have to give it a shake.
And then finally, I put it back down, and I was like, wait a minute. This thing must have auto on and off.
Yes.
That might be why it says auto on and off, but I didn't know that. I didn't know. I thought it just turned it off.
These people gonna think you've never touched an iron before.
Honey, I've never had an expensive iron. I've only had the cheap brands.
Fair enough.
Like really cheap brands. I didn't have anything.
These still? What is this?
I wanted to measure real quick to see how many more I needed. So you want to help me measure? Before,
okay.
So I guess I can cut it off at the end, right? It doesn't really.
You could, yeah. You can just cut it off at the end. Whatever you need. Just make sure your colors are going in the order you want them to go in.
Are these my pieces too?
I think so.
Oh yeah, those are my good pieces. I had some extra. I think I messed up on that cut. Okay, you were trying to iron at the same time I was sewing.
I was trying. I was trying to press and go.
Press and go. Oh,
press and go.
That's a good thing. Press and go. You think that?
I feel like
that
that's
would actually
used
be
already.
good. Yeah, probably
press
is.
and go. Need to use some iron clean sheets on this iron. It's a little gunky.
Yeah. You sure do need to. I don't need to, but you do.
Appreciate that. All right.
All right, let's iron this real quick and let's add this baby on. In fact, I can actually add that other one on.
Yeah, you can.
So let me kick all this stuff out of the way, throw it in our basket over there. And so after that's all ironed, it's going to look like this. Again, all the piano keys together. And then we found our center already. We did. Okay. So then I'm going to find my center. This one's actually correct, so I'll have to measure that one. Find my center of this. Line them up like that. Let's see. And this one actually lands right up on the seam, so that's kind of nice.
Oh, yeah, that does work out.
That doesn't usually happen.
For you. Yeah, most of the time it's like in the middle or like a quarter of an inch away from the end or something.
So I've got that in there. Then I'm going to open this up.
I definitely see why people want huge sewing rooms.
I know, right? Like, I'm like, get out of my way. I need space. Like, literally.
Literally, I know. Yeah. You're right. I'm trying to press all your seams one way so you don't have to fight the presser foot.
Oh, that's right.
I'm trying to help you.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me.
It's all about you.
Okay, so while he's doing that, I can still do my ends. So what we learned last week is, or what I learned last week is to find your center here, find the center here, but then to put a pin here.
Well, pin your center first.
I did pin my center.
No, pin both of your centers together first.
Well, yeah, that's true. You're in my way, though. So let me lay this over here.
Scooch it up a little further. There you go.
Okay. Alrighty. So I got that in there. I can do it. Yes, I can. I can do it. You have to. If you don't, you have to sing to yourself. You have to be positive. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
Oh, see, this is where I made a mistake.
Okay.
And I'm making it again.
Okay.
Because you're not paying attention to me.
You told me to press these seams. I can only do one
thing at a time.
You
have to multitask when you're working with me.
I can't.
Okay. So, if you're gonna have to sew, I learned this. If you have to sew your border on, you see how these seams are all going this way? Well, the way I'm pinning this on is I would actually be going against the seam.
Flipping them all up.
And so, before I do that and make a huge mistake in front of everybody, I need to flip it around.
Yes, of course, it's not a necessity that you have to do it. It just makes it a whole lot easier. with your seams.
Yeah, no,
so you're not having to fight it all the time to lift them up and lift them down and lift them up and lift them down. And
yeah, well,
saves you a lot of time and headache.
It flows better with that presser foot, I've noticed.
Yes, definitely.
Okay,
Definitely flows better.
I'm sliding.
You're fine.
I'm a snail. I'm slippery. Look, it's sliding, literally, like the snail. I was talking about the one other thing. I was just joking.
Oh, that snail. Okay.
Yeah, it's like slippery like the
what
snail.
What are you talking about?
I guess the snail's slimy.
Yeah, slimy, slippery, yeah, kind of.
Okay, so if I find now I'll be in a better direction. So when I put it on, it'll be easier to go into that presser foot. Now I find my thing. So you want to help me do that side?
Sure.
Oh, do we have any advice or questions?
I think people just getting a kick out of watching you do it.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I will always remember this. It'll be so special.
Oh, did you do this where you didn't cut the full thing, though? This one wasn't like a full 60.
No, I think this is the right size.
Really?
Oh. I could have sworn I measured it. Oh, no, it was 4 inches more.
This was the 4-inch more one.
Yeah. So what would we do at that point? It'll go to that edge. So we'll just cut off that one color?
I think it's this. I think it's these extra pieces here on the side that are too much.
Okay, so what's the suggestion? What would we do?
If it were me, I would still continue pinning. I would consider that my edge.
Yeah.
The next color, because it
goes
like
all the way up to it.
Yeah, it's
okay.
that next color. So, and then I'd make sure to tore it out before I put on that last border.
Okay.
If it were me.
Okay. See, the little things I'm learning. That actually, now that I remember, I did measure it and it was long, and I was like, I'm going to ask when I'm doing it because I really don't know what to do now.
I feel like you did that on purpose.
I kind of did.
I feel like you did.
Well, I kind of didn't, but I kind of did.
I feel like you did.
Do you have the pin cushion over there?
Yeah.
I'll just use these out of here.
There you go.
Good. I love the pin cushion.
I'll have to repress these seams for you. This side's different.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. It'll work. It's okay. We'll make it work. Most of them are the right way.
That's 2 pens together. Oh. Sometimes when they get shipped out, they get bonded together.
Bonded for life.
They don't want to leave.
They don't want to leave. That's right. Stay with me in the morning.
You're such a dork.
Stay with me.
All right, I'm all set.
Yeah, I'm not though.
Oh. Well.
I don't feel like. So what do you do when it's like you still have some give?
You have to kind of basically fill it into it and kind of work it into it when you're piecing it together, because that's how it's going to continuously keep it square, because you've got this all measured out. Well, the other sides you did. You had them measured out, and they have to meet those ends. So you'll have a little bit of give in certain portions, and you just kind of have to ease that in when you're working with it. And it just gets eased on in.
Alrighty. Well, while I'm doing this, let's see if we have any questions or any advice.
Everyone's just saying you're doing a great job.
Alrighty.
Watching along.
While I'm doing this, you want to show them the 2 Minkies we were thinking for the back, and so they can vote for us?
Sure. So we have the Cuddle Luxe Mirage Minkies here at our store, and I'm going to move that up there. That's going to fall. And we've got a dark gray one. We're thinking with gray because, of course, gray is the new neutral, and it's very on trend. And these Luxe Minkies.
The baby's colors, too, for the room. So.
Oh, and it happens to work out with the baby's colors, too.
Yep.
I wasn't going for that. But these Luxe Minkies are super duper soft. And we have a dark gray, which I feel like I'm a little more fond of, but that's just me. We have a dark gray, and then we have this nice, they're heavy, this nice light gray.
And what I like is that they're 80 inches, so I'm not going to have to do any piecing for this panel.
Oh, yeah. Let's get you 2 yards, and you'll be done.
Yep.
72 by 80-ish.
Yeah.
That's nice. So we have this light gray, kind of like a silvery gray, and then you have this dark heather gray almost. And so Dianna would like you to vote. Which one do you think would look the best on the back? Either the light kind of silverish gray or this dark gray that you've got on the back. So either one. This would be a big quilt for a baby. I just thought about that.
Well, you know what? It can work for a playmat, or it can bring them on into their toddler bed, too. They'll be losing the ABCs in their toddler bed, so it'd work for that, too.
So thinking about using it as a playmat then, so that kind of helps you with backing. I would personally go with a darker backing as opposed to a lighter backing, because if it gets dirty, a lighter backing will show it.
Are you trying to sway the vote? Don't
I'm
sway
not
the
trying
vote.
to sway the vote. I'm just
yes, you
saying.
Are. We're gonna go with the people, because they've been watching and they're helping me, and I want them to be a part of this awesome gift that I'm making.
Uh-huh.
So you guys tell me what you think, light or dark? And we'll go with which one we have the most votes on. I know I'm going slow, but I don't want to mess up too much, people. So, why I'm waiting.
So we've got 2 light grays and 1 dark gray.
So
Linda's
far?
with me. Go, Linda. Thank you.
If you would like to measure the other one to 60 inches for me,
yeah, I can.
then we'll be and cut it. We'll be good. We'll be able to move a little faster for him. Should be over there somewhere. You just ironed
the one
it.
that I just ironed. Okay, got it.
Okay, so far we'll just wait and see.
Okay, here comes another light. So it's 3 lights, 2 darks, 4 lights, 3 darks.
Okay, we got a lot of different.
5 lights, 3 darks.
Okay, well we'll have to count them at the end later.
I was just going through them. I was keeping people amazed.
Oh yeah.
What's going on? Okay, you said 60 inches.
Yeah, it was 60. When I measured it, it was 60. So maybe does it have to be accurate right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If you measured it and it was 60, then it needs to be 60. With piecing, it's very hard unless you're paper piecing.
Well, I figure because I'm going to still add that yellow border on.
Yeah, you're supposed to be super accurate with it.
Okay.
As accurate as you can be.
So we are teamworking it like crazy tonight. Thank you for my assistant. Again, I feel like an assistant is very important, except when they get in your face. Oh, I almost ran over a needle. Don't get distracted and run over a pin.
Well,
what would happen if you did that?
It would break a needle.
Oh, we don't want to do that, not live.
No.
Okay, I'll be really careful then.
All right, so you have a few extra strips here on the end, so I'm just going to pop these off with a seam ripper, your best friend.
That is my best friend. I like that.
Seam ripper, honestly, is your best friend. And what's so funny about a seam ripper is that it's so fast to quilt something in or sew something down, but it takes forever to take it back out.
I know, right?
I don't understand that logic. What is going on here? Let's put this in here.
And just to let our friends from last week know, that left a comment about increasing your stitch length when you did piano keys. I did do that. Thank you for that tip.
Yeah, it made a world of difference on
did.
certain things that she was doing. Okay, here's your 60 inches. Don't use that. That's not 60. All right, I'm going to take these down.
Ooh. I'm ended up on my end here, where my things were flipped. Yeah, that's definitely nicer to have your seams all going in the right direction with this presser.
Yeah, kind of working with the direction of the seams. That helps.
That sure does.
If you are local, you are near us. We are in McKinney, Texas, North Texas. If you're local, come feel these fabrics. Come get some of these fabrics. You're going to love these cuddles. I like them.
Yeah. Shannon's cuddle is very nice.
It's the best.
It's the best.
It's the best of the best
out there.
cuddle. Yeah, it's the best of the best. I say cuddle. They make cuddle. It's the best of the best minky. Hands down. No question there.
Okay.
So a good question while you're doing that is, are we going to add batting? And if so, what kind of batting are we going to be adding?
So I am going to add batting.
Okay.
So did I do that right?
You did. Remember that little piece was going to, we took, here.
Oh, yeah, that's
You
right.
talk about your batting while I do that. Oh, wait, no, this is your quilt. I can't touch it.
I know. So you talk about the batting.
Okay. So we are going to be using 2 different options here. I'm reaching behind you.
No, I feel like I did this wrong. You know why?
Why?
Because I need that to go this way. So this wasn't long enough, because that border will go there.
Oh, it should have been on the end of that.
Yeah. So what do you do?
At that point, you could throw in. Hold on, let me get.
I could always fix it later
go
too.
Overhead so people can see what you mean.
Yeah, because this could be a common mistake for people, because it definitely is for me, obviously now. So I've got the piano keys on here, but then I didn't even think about the fact that I need this to go this way, because I'm going to add that way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to cut this and add on another little strip,
quickly,
right?
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's something you're going to want to do.
Yeah, but I could do that later. I could finish up this side.
You could, yeah, if you wanted to, and then add that in later. But that would be popping that out, hitting this with a rotary cutter right here, and getting that measurement, and then throwing it in there.
Okay.
Quickly-ish.
Yeah, so because I would have to do it on both sides.
Right, yes.
So at that point, we can do that later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so while
Didn't
you
think about that one.
Are you on which one are you next on? The next piano key set?
Yeah, so how are we going to do the measurements on that? So I need to measure to here then.
Yeah, you need to measure to this piece.
Okay, that's where we messed up.
Yeah, we put on that outer border. I think you got a little too excited when you were doing your borders and doing those side pieces earlier.
Alrighty, so let me measure that again and take that off. It should, like 28 and a half.
flatten that
so
all the way.
if we took off,
It's 29.
So 29.
Mm-hmm.
So this should be
Ouch,
58.
I hit that. Didn't mean to. 58. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's cut that down to 58.
Okay. So.
Oh my goodness! You see, this is why.
Measure twice.
No way of love to learn live, huh? So I hope that you haven't made this mistake, but if you did, you learned. Now you know not to make them. How you cannot make the mistake.
An additional strip gone.
Additional strip gone.
Yeah, additional.
Oh
piece.
yeah, for 2 inches. Yeah.
That's what it'll do.
So again, seam ripper time. That one's
My
not
favorite.
the best. Where's the other seam ripper?
Well, while I'm doing that, you talk about batting.
This is the fancy one.
Oh yeah, someone made that for me.
Yep.
I like it. So you talk about batting.
So we are going to put batting in. So we're going to put the Shannon Cuddle on the bottom. And then we are putting Tuscany cotton in. So we have the different sizes. You can do throw, twin, fold, whatever your size is. But we want to put this in to make it just a little bit softer. So especially if it's used as a play mat, it'll be a little bit softer. You can almost use a polyester too, especially if it was going to be a play mat. We have really thick loft polyester. So just deciding between that. But with the minky on the bottom and the cotton in, I like to put a batting in between a quilt because I know quilting. I just don't know piecing. I like to put the batting in the quilt just to help stabilize it with the minky. So as you're stitching, it's all working together well. Does that make sense?
Right. And I don't know. I know you've seen me do it, but I don't know if y'all ever worked with the Hobbs Tuscany 100% cotton line. They're 100% cotton. This one doesn't have a scrim in it.
Correct.
But there is something. Yeah, there's something about this 100% cotton. I love quilting with it because it keeps the quilt so incredibly still, and it helps me so much with quilts shifting. So I have like a big thing with that, but this 100% cotton grips to that fabric. I mean, of course it doesn't stick to it, but it really holds on because it's cotton on cotton most of the time, and it's just holding it. And I've had the best success with quilts being quilted with this Tuscany 100% cotton because it just doesn't move.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Well,
it's so soft and cuddly.
Well, we put it in the quilt we did, the Whispering Pines. Can you give me pins?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And man, it's on my couch, and I cuddle with it. It is so soft.
Yeah,
it's like it's
nice.
so soft.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to put that on the inside of it to give it just a little bit of softness, but also a little bit of loft.
And which color are you going to use?
I'm going to use white.
Yes, why?
Because this is white, and so to keep the true white, you need to use white batting. I know quilting.
I'm so proud.
Like the facts about it. I'm not a pro at the other stuff. I just don't know piecing, obviously.
That's good.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so we're going to finish one side at least for you guys tonight because it's going to take me time to fix that other side. And did you take one off of here already?
Yes, I did.
No, it's still went straight to the middle. That's strange.
Well, because I took one off both sides, remember? Because we did a measurement of another thing and then measurement of another thing. So it ended up 2 off would still go to the center again.
Alrighty. Well, help me do this, and then
okay.
We have why I'm stitching, then you can talk to
So
everybody.
which direction do you need to lay this in so you don't make the mistake? Because I see you making it already.
Oh, this direction.
There you go.
Yay. This time it was before I pinned, but of course, you said something.
Yeah.
All right, so if you'll help me find the center, and I'll pin them on. This is going to be so cute. It's like the animals are speaking to me. Well, they kind of are. You look at them, and you just kind of go, hello, giraffe.
That, my friend, requires a doctor's visit.
Well, maybe, I wasn't being serious. Don't send me to the doctors. Come on.
I'm going to send you to the doctor.
No, it's
take into
super
account, also, here's another thing. Since you're doing this halfway, take into account a 1/4 inch. Because remember, this is already more or less sewn in. So yes, that's right. Yeah, like that. Because you're basically sewing it on like you hadn't before, so you have to take that into account.
Oh, okay.
So otherwise, you'd meet the ends up like dead on.
Got it.
But you're gonna have to take that 1/4 inch allowance in. Can I have some more pens, please?
You sure can. But look at the hippopotamus and the giraffe. What's that song with hippopotamus?
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
All right, American Idol, calm down.
Only a hippopotamus will do.
We don't own the rights to that song.
Oh, yeah.
Can't keep singing it.
Oops, you're right. Sorry, didn't mean to. I forgot why I can't do stuff like that. Oh, it's just fun.
It definitely is.
Those are
some of our viewers commenting about you just actually making that a design choice instead of the yellow border going all the way around. It would actually just go all the way to the end, and that would have been a cool design choice as well.
Oh, Well, I've done this. I already did this, so now I
leave
have to do that.
Like that, and don't sew it all the way though. Start at that
right
corner.
there?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been a good idea. But now I've already got it down. So. Darn that delay. That live delay. Okay, start. All right, any other questions or comments?
Let's get back to color. Piano keyboarder, great choice. They like that. Let's see. A lot of people voting dark with me. Have a good comment here about dark will show everything though.
Oh, very
dust,
true.
or like if they're burping the baby.
Yeah, that's very true.
That'll happen there. But other than that, people are just enjoying watching you.
Well, I'm glad. I'm enjoying it today. I don't feel as stressed. So maybe I don't have as much sarcastic humor, but it's because now I'm like, oh, it's flowing. Wait, I didn't say you can speed up. Stop.
You need to speed up.
No, you can't be Speed Racer.
Yes, you can be
no,
Speed Racer.
you have to be, take your time. Go back down, Speed Racer. No, Speed Racer, no. And go slow.
Okay.
Slow and steady wins the race, Corey. I taught you that. Slow and steady wins the race.
I don't remember being taught that ever, but okay. I don't remember that in my teachings.
I can't think that fast to keep these lined up. That's why you can't go that fast. And I know the pins are supposed to do that, but sometimes the fabric moves. Again, it doesn't move with me.
Right. I'm thinking of the quilting design choices.
Oh yeah, why don't you come up with a quilt? Well, I had a couple ideas too.
Okay, well, what are you thinking?
I was thinking.
Hold on. Okay. Now, you tell me what you're thinking.
I'm thinking to do like African safari pattern in the border.
Which part? You have 3 borders.
In the middle, that's the piano key border.
Oh, in the piano key border. Yeah. I see. Okay.
And then in the inner yellow border,
okay,
I'm actually going to put Anderson's name in there. That's his name.
Okay.
And I want to make it go all the way around. So it's just Anderson all the way around, just his first name.
So do like a cursive writing?
Yeah, just like a fun cursive writing text, because then it's like a cool memory quilt. So I want to put that all the way around. And then I thought it'd be fun to maybe just do like a stipple, so it's stippling around kind of the animals, and so that the batting and stuff would pop a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to put anything crazy dense in here over all these. You kind of want something that'll flow with it. I was thinking it'd be cute to do a puzzle piece pattern in here as well.
Yeah.
Some puzzles to go kind of connect the dot. You thinking like connect the pieces together, so you're connecting the pieces of how he's going to learn his ABCs together.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea too.
So kind of put those pieces together.
I could use my ABC pattern I have.
See, the thing about that though, I like your ABC pattern, don't get me wrong, but with all these letters, it's going to start to be a lot of letters everywhere.
Well, that's true.
And then eventually I wouldn't even want to learn the language. Okay? that's a lot of letters going on there on that quilt.
You're so funny. Yeah.
So either, a nice stipple, a puzzle piece, something really light on this. Something, maybe some waves, a nice curve, maybe some circles, just something very light on the eye for this very busy panel that you've got here. So what you got? Oh, cute.
Yep, so I got that here, so then we can put the border on later and stuff like that.
Okay.
Alrighty, so why don't we let me launch on the extra yellow piece, and then we can call it a day.
The extra yellow, what do you mean extra yellow piece?
Well, we have the extra border.
Oh, the outer border?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
the outer border.
I see.
So at least they can get an idea of what it'll look like.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll fix the bottom later.
Okay. So you've got them pre-cut already? Ah, I see.
I thought I did, but who knows?
We're over here. Ooh.
So on this one, though, I wouldn't go all the way. I would still do that because I'm going to meet it up in the corner, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Oh, goodness gracious. You're just learning so much. I'm so glad you guys are watching this with me and having fun with me and learning from my mistakes with me.
You're taking up all the space on the table. I'm just going to come lay over here on the side on the fabric.
I need the space, though. I think, honey, I hope you're not watching, but if you are, if I get it into this, we're going to have a lot more space because like at the house.
You have a craft room.
I do, but it's my art room right now. I would have to turn it into. I do have that big table in there.
You do have that big. Well, no, because then that's where I come over to use your Cricut. You're not moving the Cricut.
Where's the thing at?
The thing
there it is right there.
Oh, the strips. There you go. Yes, I love using the Cricut. You
Those
can't,
strips.
you can't
Those
take that
strips.
away.
Oh, you know what? We need to measure this strip. Actually, this one will work this time.
I just want to go back and watch my facial expressions. I just do those silent ones like, the quilt was falling. I got scared. It happened.
Okay,
so what's your measurement there?
Oh, and another thing I learned too is it's okay to cut off the ends with all the holes. Because I left those on.
Oh, the selvage?
The selvage, that's the word.
Yeah, you want to cut off the selvage.
Okay, so I'm going to...
So what are you measuring here? So go ahead and cut that selvage off real quick
yeah,
so you can get a
Where's
good measurement.
the pin at?
A pin?
I mean, not the pin, the cutter.
Right here.
See again, bigger tape. Oh, there it goes. Okay, and then should I use a ruler so it's straight? You think I can eye that?
I believe you could eyeball that. That's 2 inches. Oh, no, that's not right.
You're so funny. I need to measure that. So we measured it before and it was
58.
58. Okay. So let me just get 58 inches because I didn't have 58 cut yet.
Okay.
So to get 58, you're not talking.
Everyone loves the puzzle idea. Look at me. I might not get the right color backing, but I got that quilting design.
Okay, we'll probably have to do the puzzle idea then.
I like the puzzle. Is that 58?
Because 30 plus 28 is 58.
I'm so proud of you.
Okay, you think I can eye that cut too, since it's just an inch?
Don't cut yourself, please. Oh, gosh.
Slow and steady.
Wins the race.
Or misses the cut.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't want to keep going. All right, let's add this on real quick.
Okay. So we're going to find the
our friends what it looks like.
Center of this.
Man, it keeps sliding.
Well, it's
the weight of it.
the weight of it, yeah. And then this mat's very slippery.
Slippery when wet.
Which is another good debate. Is water wet or is water water?
What? Huh? Water is water, but then it's wet. It can be both.
Is it?
Yeah, like water's wet.
Is it wet or is water water?
Why would it be different?
There is a difference. When you get water on you, you're then wet. Right?
Yeah.
But what is water? Is water wet or is water water?
Water's H2O. Water's H2O.
I don't know where that came from, but I was watching it. It was on something. Anyway. Okay. Ow. So ends matching up. Now remember, it's not going to. It's going to be.
One.
Are you?
Flip the sides. Yeah. See. No, this is
no,
the right
that's
one.
the right.
Well, now we have to measure again.
Give me this. You're going to be a 1/4 inch off on that side, remember, because you have to put on that edge. That
Yeah, I forgot.
Whatchamacallit one that you missed.
I forgot. Still learning from everything.
But seriously though, isn't that a really that makes you think?
Not really.
I can't.
That would be too much thinking for me.
Where'd the center go of it? Mama! Why'd you take the center?
I'm sorry. It was time.
No, it wasn't.
Well, when I stuck the center in.
Yeah, it was the time at the time, but now it's no longer the time. I can see it now. It's that seam.
You can see it? Are you sure? Are you sure it's not that seam?
Well, now I don't know.
Alrighty. You got this?
Yeah, I got it. Barely. Maybe. Probably not.
Alrighty. So now we'll go to the ends here. To the 1/4 inch off end.
You're going to be a 1/4 inch off on that because it's actually normally supposed to have something else there, but you're going to switch it out later.
Like right here. So I put it right here.
Yes, correct.
Right here or right there or right there or right here?
Sure. Wherever you want to go, little buddy. Okay, you do that. I'm sliding, so I'm going to hold this while you
I know, it just keeps sliding.
Go ahead.
Slippery slope. Slippery slope. Slippery slope. Slide into the cut. Slide into cut. Nope, don't do that. Yes, do that. Yeah, that's right. How many of you guys talk to yourself? I'm just curious. Like, do you talk to yourself when you piece or quilt? Or do you just watch TV?
I watch TV. Well, I don't piece the quilt, but when I quilt, I watch TV.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Unless I'm freehanding, then I listen to music because I have to be in the mood. In the groove. Not in the mood, I guess, but in the groove.
In the groove, in the mood. In the mood, in the groove.
In the mood, in the groove.
Okay.
Okay, so it's our last one.
Yes.
Besides the bottom, but we'll
Yay.
do that another time. But this is just to get that final look.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm getting a little excited. I'm liking the way
cute.
this looks. To be my first quilt.
Not
My
bad.
first pieced quilt.
Not bad at all. Oh, that's a big pill.
I've quilted, but my first pieced quilt.
All right. So which way are these seams laying? Remember that. So
it doesn't matter because I got to go this way anyway.
Yeah, then the seams actually lay that way.
Oh,
so
good.
There you
It
go.
worked
Go
out.
Team. It worked out in your favor.
I was like, it's not going to matter now. It's just too late for that one. Okay, so I'm going to get this underneath here. Pull that out. Pull that down. Stick it the hole. And go. Go, go, speed racer. Oh no, slow and steady.
Yeah, slow racer, not speed racer.
Steady.
You're a slow racer
Slow
right now.
and steady. I'm afraid I'll mess it up if I go too fast. So.
No, sometimes that's what happens. You get too excited and then you end up with the seam ripper. So
yeah, that's true.
That's how it works.
It's like I need my wings again. Give me my wings back.
Oh, okay.
Come on, assistant.
Excuse me. Yes.
Thank you. Remember? Thank you. Oh. Yay!
There you go. This is looking cute.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the piano
sewing
key.
machine has been good so far. It's like I was saying last week. We're feeding the fabric, so we're feeding it, and it's happy. The stitchers are happy.
What are you piecing with? I think someone had a question about that.
The Omni thread.
Ah, Omni Tex 30.
Yeah,
Nice size.
we got the king spool holder, so we're just using a big spool of cone of thread.
I like that.
From looking at the prices on like spools, I think the cones are more cost effective. I could be wrong on that.
Oh, definitely. No, you can get 6,000 yards for $11. So some spools are almost $11 for 500 yards. So.
Yeah, so as long as you have that king spool holder for your machine.
Either that or, another tip with that, if you don't have a king spool holder, but you still want to use a king spool. I don't have a king spool holder on my home sewing machine because I don't do a whole lot of piecing. But when I do, like, fix Halloween costumes or something like that, I actually have my king spool sitting in a mason jar behind the machine. That way it keeps it from running away.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And it works just fine. So I have it sits in a mason jar right behind the machine, so I'm not stitching, like, the fabric's not running into it when I'm piecing or fixing things, but I can still use that big spool.
That's a good idea.
Big, huge,
especially if you can't get a king spool holder anytime soon. Since so much stuff is on back order.
It's hard to get anything these days.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Speaking of that, if you've purchased anything from us lately, we really do appreciate it. We really do. We're a small business, so everything helps. We are very sorry that the shipping is taking so long. We are getting the packages out the same day, like we always have, but our shipping companies are just having a hard time right now keeping up. So please be patient. It is whatever you've ordered is coming.
Yeah, it is. It's on its way out there, but
I know it doesn't feel that way right now, but it is. So thank you for your patience. Ooh, I kind of messed up on that one.
Speaking of ordering while you're doing that, if you haven't had a chance to check out our new website yet, swing over to our website, still the same, longarmsupplies.net. But we have a new shopping platform, and you got to put your foot down.
Yep.
And it's just really cool. It's enhanced product photos, dynamic checkout buttons, more paying options, all sorts of stuff like that. Look at that.
All right,
we got that's gonna come in. That all gets sewn in because you have that piece. It's gonna that all goes in.
All right, good. I was like,
you got defeated real quick.
I know. I was like, oh, this has been a lot of work.
This is cute.
So look.
I like this.
You like it?
This is cute.
And we'll get the little border on there. Cut all that later.
Yeah.
But other than that, and then we'll put the name there. I thought it'd be really fun to have the name there.
Yeah.
So whether you use a computer or you freehand something in there, it could be love. It could be just anything that makes it personal.
Use your chalk pencil and write out in cursive what you're going to do and then follow your cursive writing.
Yeah, you could do that if you have a hand-guided machine.
Yep.
And in here, I was just going to do like little safari animals, just basic, nothing fancy. Just to kind of go with the theme that they have in their nursery, which is African safari.
Are you doing anything up here or are you leaving this blank?
No, leaving that blank because that'll bend over so much with the binding. Not going to do anything with that.
Ouch. Fair enough.
So anyway, fun.
And I love this.
Yes.
Good job.
Put it over there, and oh my goodness, I can say that piecing my first quilt was a lot of work.
There was a lot that went into it. You learned a lot.
There's a lot that goes into piecing the quilt. You have to not get defeated. Number one. You have to laugh at yourself because if you don't, you're going to grab the tissues and the Diet Coke and the chocolate. Which I did do anyway.
Not a bad thing anyway. I mean, yeah.
You have to just kind of have fun with it because if anything, if I learned anything, it's just, I think if I got stressed, I would have gave up, right? I mean, when we stress about something, we kind of go, forget it, we're not going to do it, it's not worth it.
I'll have someone else do it.
Yeah, I'll just have somebody else do it. But when you kind of just follow through, just like our moms taught us, just keep working as hard as you can, follow through, don't quit. And I tell you that your whole life, you're not allowed to quit.
No, I never got to quit anything. Ever. Ever.
And it's good.
Ever.
Hey, you turned out really good. You got a college education and everything's great.
I would say that's a debatable topic, but thank you.
No, you turned out great. But I mean, the idea is like you want to help, finish. And so I had to do exactly what they told me, I was doing. And I knew that if I did not do this with you guys on screen, I would not finish. So I had to challenge myself to do it in front of you, even though I knew I was going to make a bunch of mistakes. But I hope that I taught you guys like what mistakes not to make. This was like a fun.
Will you make me a quilt now?
Will I make you a quilt now?
Yeah. Okay,
maybe.
That's a no.
Let me get through this one first. I still got to do the actual quilting of it, and then I've got to learn how to bind because I've never bound before either.
Okay.
So that'll be fun, but we won't bore you with all that. Anyway.
So I'm happy for you. I'm glad for you.
Yes.
Awesome. Go team.
Yay.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us for part 2 of Dianna's adventure through her quilt.
Yep.
We will be posting photos to our Instagram page once it is done, and while I'm quilting it, or while she's quilting it, I'm not going to quilt it for her. I'm just going to set it up. She can watch the machine move. And we'll be posting pictures to our Instagram page. Follow us on there at Linda's Electric Quilters. You can see what we're doing, what we're up to. We're starting to post a whole lot more on Instagram, so you can check us there.
Yep.
Along with on Facebook and here at After Hours.
And if you are, again, doing the challenge that I challenged you to do about this, we definitely want to see your pictures because we're going to put them on our Instagram too.
Yes.
So what are we calling the challenge?
Panel challenge?
Yeah. Panel jelly. Jelly panel. Jelly panel.
Jelly panel. Okay.
Panel jelly. I don't know. Anyway, we'll find a cute name for
Party
it.
on.
Anyway, so that way you can join me with you, and we'll put your pictures on there if you want.
Awesome. All right. Well, we will see you next week for another fun thing. We have a whole list of things coming up next, so these are going to be some fun ones.
Yep.
So we will see you next Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time here at After Hours.
Bye.
Bye.